How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Infinite Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Gruenfelder, to give you my Week 5 NFL picks, along with recapping the Thursday night game between the 49ers and the Rams. 49ers pulled off an upset with basically their entire team injured. They were without Brock Purdy, who made a brief return last week against Jacksonville. They ended up losing the game. Then you had no Juwan Jennings, no Ricky Pearsall, still no George Kittle, who's going to be back soon, no Brandon Ayuk, who is still weeks away. Nick Bosa's out for the year. And they somehow found a way to win a football game against the Rams. I thought the Rams came out pretty flat. I don't know. For me, not to say that this was true, but I guess they just felt like, hey, we should be able to win this game easily because of all the players that were injured for the Niners. I mean, the Niners were up 17-7 at one point. And this was going into the half. And they made a statement early. They went right down the field on the first drive of the game. They went 8 plays, 72 yards. They go down the field, and Mac Jones hits Tunges, the tight end, for a touchdown to make it 7-0. And yeah, I mean, the Rams went a quick they went 6 plays, only gained 7 yards. 49ers, again, down the field, 8 minutes, 14-0. Then fumble by the Rams. 49ers ended up punting after that. But then the Rams got it on the board to make it 14-7. That was Kyren Williams' first receiving touchdown. But yeah, it was 17-7 at the half. The Rams missed a field goal. Turnovers were an issue. Kyren Williams had a couple of fumbles. So did Blake Corum as well in this game. Actually, no. Well, both running backs fumbled, but I think did Kyren lose the ball twice? No, he only had one fumble. But yeah, Blake Corum also fumbled as well in this game. Stafford. Actually, no, that's what it was. So Corum did. So it was on the exchange. So Stafford was pitching it to Corum and he bobbled it. But Stafford got charged with the fumble on the exchange. That's what it was. So yeah, but Kyren Williams fumbled also. That was costly late in the game because he's about to score. He's about to cross the goal line, and then they end up taking him. They end up popping the ball out the 49ers before he scores. So that was a huge play in the game. And I just felt like on third down, the Rams defense just could not get off the field. I mean, actually, the 49ers were 7 of 18, but I thought they did better. I mean, they dominated time of possession. Oh man, they had the ball for 40 minutes because this game also went into overtime as well. They were 3 for 3 on fourth down as well. So yeah, I felt like anytime the Rams needed to get a key stop, they just weren't able to get it. And Mac Jones was getting the ball out quickly. Like Christian McCaffrey didn't have a ton of big runs in this game, but he still made an impact, of course. I mean, he was one of the only players that, was able to suit up for this game. I mean, the 49ers had MVS and Kendrick Bourne and DeMarcus Robinson. Those are your top 3 receivers in this game. They've played in big games, but obviously when you have those 3 guys as your top receivers, you're at a huge disadvantage, but it didn't matter because Kendrick Bourne had over 100 yards receiving, 10 receptions for 142 yards in this game. But yeah, I mean, credit to the 49ers. And it's not the first time that they've won a game like this where they're really shorthanded and they beat a relatively healthy Sean McVay coach team. But yeah, so it got to 20-7 after the missed field goal by the Rams to open up the second half. But then the Rams, they go down the field. 34-yard reception by Tutu Atwell, and then Matthew Stafford hits Puka Nacua for a 1-yard touchdown. They end up tying the game in the fourth quarter. Stafford hits Kyren Williams to tie the game, but then they end up missing the extra point. So that was another mistake the Rams made, missing the extra point along with the missed field goal. 49ers eventually went up 23-20. Rams looked like they were going to get ahead, and like I said, that was when Kyren Williams fumbled the ball. The 49ers then were backed up, though, deep in their own territory. I mean, at the 1. So then they end up punting it back to the Rams in short field position, a good field position. They convert on a fourth down. They end up kicking a field goal to tie the game and send it into overtime. The 49ers get the ball. They kick the field goal to go up 26-20. Rams turn it over on downs. They stuff Kyren Williams on 4th and 1 at the 11, and they get a big win. They improve to 4-1. And the Rams dropped to 3-2. 26-23 the final score there. So credit to the 49ers for getting the win. And yeah, Nick Bosa not Nick Bosa. Despite Nick Bosa being out, I mean, Robert Saleh can still coach a defense. So that's what got things started off. And of course, I changed my original pick from the 49ers because if Jennings and Pearsall played along with Mac Jones, I probably would have kept the 49ers. But because they were out, I was like, I don't know who they're going to throw to. So then I changed it. So that's common. Mac Jones, though, again, played well. Threw 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He actually got hurt at one point. I thought it was a really bad injury, but he did come back in to finish the game. But yeah, he got knocked around though. He got hit a bunch of times. The Rams only sacked him once, and that was in overtime. But he took some hits last night. And Stafford, I mean, he had an unbelievable game. 30 of 47, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua each had over 80 yards receiving. Nacua with the touchdown, the most consistent receiver in the league. Kyren had the 2 receiving touchdowns. Again, I was just surprised that the Rams defense just could not get any pressure. And the broadcast panned to this. And now keep in mind, I'm watching the Yankee game while this is going on, but they panned to Trent Williams on Jared Verse. I mean, Trent Williams was really doing a number on Jared Verse. So, I mean, they gave Mac Jones enough time to, find the open man. I mean, the Rams secondary struggles. The back end, that's a problem. That's a problem. And it was a problem against the Eagles when the Eagles mounted that comeback. So that's something to keep an eye on. Rams are going to have to make a move to bolster the secondary at the trade deadline, I believe. So now let's run through the picks. All right, let's do that really quickly here. So Vikings, Browns gets things started off. Another game, another international game. Browns coming off of that loss against the Lions. Vikings coming off of that loss against the Steelers. Almost pulled off the comeback. Dylan Gabriel actually getting the start for the Browns in this game. Browns are 3.5-point underdogs. I think the Vikings bounce back in this spot. I think they get the win. I think they cover the number. I was surprised that the Steelers won the game. I thought the Vikings defense was going to wreak havoc on Rodgers, but he did enough, and the defense for the Steelers wreaked havoc on Carson Wentz despite him throwing for over 300 yards in the game. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings to get the win and to cover. So now we go to Texans. Ravens. There's going to be no Lamar Jackson. Ravens are 2.5-point underdogs at home. I don't know what to do with this game. I really don't, because the Texans, they were unimpressive in their win over the Titans. Because the line didn't change in the spread pool, they're still getting the points in my spread pool. But I'm going to take the Texans to win and cover. It's going to be an ugly game. The Ravens defense has not been good this year. Cooper Rush is going to be in there. I think that Texans defense is going to give them a problem. I think this is where they win they get a win in this spot. They ran the football better with Woody Marks. He had a breakout game, the rookie running back. So I like the Texans to win. Then we got the Dolphins and the Panthers. There's going to be no Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers in this game. No Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins now with the horrific leg injury that he suffered last week against the Jets. I like the Panthers to win this game. I feel like the Panthers, this is a spot that they could bounce back being at home despite not having Chuba. I don't know. Now with no Tyreek Hill, this is a different kind of offense with the Dolphins. I don't know. I got a sense that the Panthers can bounce back at the win here after getting dismantled by the Patriots. So I like the Panthers with the points and to win outright. Then we got the Raiders and the Colts. Colts coming off of their first loss. Raiders coming off of a loss against the Commanders. Actually, no, not the Commanders. The Bears. Sorry, that was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, they were going to win it and block field goal. They ended up losing the game. That is a lot of points, though. It is a lot of points, but I don't know. Geno Smith keeps turning the ball over. I think the Colts bounce back here. They're the better team. I like them, so I'm going to take the Colts. Then Giants Saints. Saints are actually 1.5-point favorites. They were pretty competitive against the Bills last week. Giants getting their first win against the Chargers. This could definitely be a trap game for the Giants. I do agree with that, but I don't know. I feel like defense travels. I think Jackson Dart will make plays, and I think the Giants will get the win here and cover. So I'm gonna take the Giants. I'm gonna take the Giants, and that'll probably hurt me in the end. Then we got the Cowboys and the Jets. 0-4 Jets, 2.5-point underdogs. Dallas coming off of a tie against Green Bay. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. The Jets are still committing a ton of penalties. I mean, Dallas is doing the same thing. So there's gonna be a record for penalties in this game. Dallas's defense is not good. So I think the Jets could find some holes in that defense and, run the football, and Justin Fields can make plays. But I'm sorry, Jets. So you're going to go 0-5. I'm taking the Cowboys. This game's tough to pick. Broncos, Eagles. Broncos are getting 4.5. both offenses at times just really have not impressed me. But the Eagles are 4-0. They're a better team. Um, I think I might take the Broncos with the points. I think I'm going to take the Broncos with the points, but the Eagles win. Okay, again, both offenses have kind of been. There's a lot more to be desired with these two offenses, but the Broncos didn't look impressive in their win over the Bengals. They won 28-3, but Bo Nix is still turning the ball over. But I'll say they cover the number. I think the Eagles win, but the Broncos cover. I think this could be a close game. Cardinals Titans. So the Cardinals are going to be without Trey Benson now. He's going on IR, so now they got to rely on DeMarcado and Michael Carter to run the football. Titans are really bad. I think the Cardinals bounce back in this spot. They kind of had a mini bye playing last Thursday. I think they win. They cover. Then we got the Bucks and the Seahawks. This game's going to be pretty good. This game is an underrated game of the week. I think I am going to take the Seahawks to win, but I think I'll take the Bucks to cover the number. I mean, the Bucks are coming in banged up. Seahawks defense is really good, and Sam Darnold's playing good football. Again, I've told you over and over again, don't really trust the Bucks defense themselves. But yeah, I mean, Baker's banged up. I think Tristan Wirfs is back, but yeah, so they got Ibuka. Godwin's back. Bucky Irving actually is not going to play in this game, but Rachaad White's going to get more involved, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win, but the Bucks to cover. And we got the Lions and the Bengals. Bengals 10.5-point underdogs at home against the Lions. I mean, the Lions are playing really good right now. The Bengals, I mean, 10.5 is a lot of points. So I think I might take the 10.5, but the Lions to win. The Bengals just look, I mean, they are completely lost. The offensive line is bad. They can't run the football. The defense has not been good once again. I mean, they're going to be sellers. Trey Hendrickson could be a guy that gets traded. So I'm going to take the Lions to win, but maybe the Bengals cover. They get the offense going a little bit just to cover. So, but I like the Lions to win. Good game here. Commanders, Jaden Daniels is back. There's going to be no Terry McLaurin against the Chargers coming up for their first loss of the season. I like the Chargers to win. Better defense. Commanders, their defense has kind of struggled. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a problem against this defense. I think this is a good spot for the Chargers to bounce back, so I do like the Chargers here. Then the Sunday night game, Bills 8.5-point favorites over the Patriots. Patriots coming off of that big win against the Panthers. I like the Patriots to cover. In this spot. The Bills defense is still shaky. I think Josh Allen will obviously have a good game because he does every week, but I think the Patriots cover. Bills win straight up. And then the Monday night game, this one's tough. Chiefs 2-2, 3-1 Jaguars. I think I'll take the Chiefs to win, but the Jaguars to cover the 3.5. Trevor Lawrence has to show up for this game, though, because his defense, his special teams, and his running game were the key factors, and him not committing so many turnovers, turning the ball over, that led to the win over the 49ers. So we'll see what happens in this spot. But the Chiefs, they really got their offense going last week against the Ravens. Xavier Worthy being back, you're going to have Rashee Rice back soon. But they got to run the football better. They got to run the football better, so we'll see. So those are all my picks. Taking the Giants over the Saints, the Vikings to win and cover, Texans to win and cover, Panthers to cover and win as the underdogs, Colts to win and cover, Cowboys to win and cover, Broncos to cover, Eagles to win, Cardinals to win and cover, Bucks to cover, but the Seahawks to win, Bengals to cover, Lions to win, Chargers to win and cover, Patriots to cover, Bills to win, and then I got the Jaguars to cover, but the Chiefs to win. So those are my Week 5 NFL picks. Let me know what you guys think about the picks. Who do you have winning each game? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, everybody, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the video, to the channel. Make sure to follow us on the social media platforms in the description below. And wherever you get your podcast, you can always listen to us as well. Just look up Infinite Sports. You'll find us there. And as always, everybody, I'm your host, Kenneth Grunfelder, signing off. Have a good one. Talk to you guys next time. Take care.